Hi guys, my name is Cash and welcome to CashedOutCars. This is episode 3 of my turbo Miata build, 2Broke2Boosted. In today's video, we're going to be doing some of the more mechanical stuff to install the SpeedyEFI, which is actually plugging in the ECU and taking the old one out. We're going to be installing the intake air temperature sensor and also installing the throttle position sensor. So that's what I'm going to have in store for this video. I'm also going to be trying to start the car for the first time on my SpeedyEFI ECU at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. I hope you learn a lot and that this video helps you. Let's get into it. The first thing that we're going to be doing here is removing the stock airflow meter. We won't be needing this at all with the upgraded ECU here. So what we need to do is disconnect the 2 hose clamps there. As you can see, mine's already been a bit upgraded, and I have this filter on there, even though it's really a hot air intake and it really doesn't do anything good. But for now, I'm just going to be disconnecting this, taking this off, and then running a tube between this crossover tube and that filter, and that's where I'm going to put the intake air temperature sensor. Filter off. All right, now that is free minus the plug, so I'm going to unplug that, and then this will be out. If you do have a stock airbox and you want to know how to remove this from your car, I have a full video on upgrading this to that cone filter there on my channel, which will show you that process. To remove the sensor, there's a little spring clip on both sides. You need to just push that out like this to loosen it and get it around this tab there. And then once both of those are like that, you'll be able to pull this harness right off. All right, so since the car is currently still naturally aspirated, I'm going to put the intake air temperature sensor right after the air filter here. To do that, I'm using this PVC pipe to basically adapt the filter to the existing crossover tube on the car. Now, that filter is set up for a 3-inch pipe, and this crossover tube is just over 2 3/4, so it's a bit of a hack job here, but for now it'll get the car running and able to basically utilize that ECU. All right guys, there we go. All right, so now I have this pipe in there. This is where it's going to sit for now. Like I said, that is a temporary solution while the car is naturally aspirated, and then once it's turbocharged, we're going to be moving that sensor. But anyway, now what we have to do is tap into this pipe and get that intake air temperature sensor in there, and then we can move along and get the throttle position sensor in place, and then our mechanical work is done for the installation minus actually plugging in the ECU. All right, now I'm drilling for the sensor. I really should be using a 37/64 bit for this, but I don't have that, so I'm going to start with a 1/2 inch and then bump up the size bit that I use until I could fit that sensor in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and tap this PVC. Since this PVC is so soft, I could actually turn this tap by hand. So I'm going to go just a little bit of the way in, pull this thing out, and see if that's enough thread for the sensor, because you don't want to overdo it because the pipe tap, as you can see, is tapered, and the more you screw it in, the bigger that hole gets, and you want to make sure that you thread it properly for a sensor like this. So right now, that's fairly tight, so I'm going to go a little bit more, and then I'll finish up and put the sensor back in there. All right, that'll thread nice right like that. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean out the inside of this pipe to make sure I don't suck in any PVC shavings the first time I start my car, and then we can move on to the throttle position sensor. All right, so now this pipe is adapted here. I got the filter in place, and I also screwed in the sensor itself. So to do that, I just really turned it in by hand until I couldn't go anymore. Since this is PVC, it's pretty soft, so I'm pretty sure that that's in there well enough for this. After, in a later episode, you will see me put that into the intercooler piping, which will be a slightly different, more precise process, since that I really care about a lot more than this PVC. Now we could go ahead and plug in the wiring harness for that air temperature sensor. They do supply this in the SpeedyEFI complete plug-and-play kit, which is really nice, so you don't have to make your own harnesses or anything like that. So let's go ahead and plug this in. Before I get too far into the rest of the stuff here, I'm going to remove the fuse for the fuel pump so I don't forget later. Now, this is a big warning that they give you in your SpeedyEFI kit. So to do that, you just need to go in your engine bay to this big fuse block here, pull the cover off, and then you can see exactly which fuse you need to pull here. And it looks like it's that red one that is right there, that 10 amp. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this out. And there we go, now we're in good shape. Now we need to replace this throttle position sensor here, and on Flying Miata's site, they do recommend that you remove your throttle body there to get to that throttle position sensor. I'm gonna try to not do that though, and I'm gonna try to first disconnect this harness here, and then see if I could get a wrench on there, and then see how much room I have to get to the bottom. So let's try that. This is pretty similar to that other one. There are just the two metal clips that you have to slide out of the way to get the sensor out. Then once these are free, you can just slide the thing off. And now this should just come right off here. Gonna wiggle it back and forth gently. What am I hanging up? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. This is why you need to take your throttle body off. Alright, so now I have my crossover tube off. That required me to loosen up this hose clamp, and then there's a 10mm bolt that goes through there that holds this whole intake structure on. So I took that off, and now I'm going to be able to get to the throttle body. I'm actually going to move this whole intake out of the way, so I might just unplug that sensor real quick, and then we could remove the throttle body and get to that TPS sensor. Now to remove this throttle body, there are two nuts up here, and then there are two bolts that go in down below. These are a 12mm, so go ahead and take those out, and then you'll be able to slide the throttle body out of place. You also have to just quickly disconnect the wire that runs to this butterfly. And then once everything is loose, you could go ahead and just slide this right out of place. And you don't really need to disconnect every single sensor here. There is a lot of oil built up in that throttle body, wow. But anyway, yeah, you don't need to disconnect every single sensor. You really just need to pull that throttle body off. Now we could go ahead and pull off the stock throttle position sensor. Like I said, since you do have to take the throttle body off anyway, I probably would just take the throttle body off and then take the sensor off once it's off of your intake manifold. Alright, now we could get ready to put the new throttle position sensor in place here. Basically all you have to do is line up that internal part that fits on that shaft that comes out of your throttle body, and then you'll be in good shape. So I'm just going to line that up. It is a bit of a press fit to get it on, and then we'll be able to screw it in place. So here this is in place now. Mine does face towards the back of the car. Stock it faced the front, but I'm going to see if I'll be able to hook up that connector, and if it is, I'll be able to get it like that. So now I've got my throttle body back on there, and the throttle position sensor is in place. I'm just connecting the harness that they provided, and I don't know if this thing's on there backwards or not. I will let you know when I plug in the ECU and try to start this, but I believe it's correct because that's the only way that that butterfly will be able to open and not hit the limits of the sensor. So now I'm just going to get this thing all plugged in, and then the next thing to do is put the intake back on, which I'll do quick, and then I'll be putting the ECU in. Alright, so now we have to get to the ECU. On the earlier Miatas, it's going to be under your glove box there, behind the carpet. And on later Miatas, it's going to be behind your passenger seat. Since mine is a 1.6, mine's right under my glove box, and I'm going to go ahead and get to it. To do that, you need to remove this trim, lift up the carpet, and then you'll have access to your ECU. I'm going to also post a more in-depth video on how to do this on my channel, but for now I'm going to get to the ECU and then actually show you replacing it. Alright guys, we are now to the ECU. Now what we have to do is disconnect the two connectors here. You need to press down that tab and extremely carefully and evenly pull out that connector. You want to do this so you don't risk messing up any of the pins in the connectors or in the stock ECU in case you have to put it back in. Alright guys, we are disconnected here. All I had to do was press that tab and use a screwdriver to lightly pry out these connectors here. Now I have to disconnect that and cut the zip tie off, and we could take that old ECU right out of the car and get ready to plug our SpeedyEFI in. Alright, I've relocated to outside here. I have the intake air temperature sensor wired up, the throttle position sensor wired up, and the old ECU out. Now we are all set to get this new SpeedyEFI ECU plugged in, and I have the harness nicely exposed there. I'm just going to plug it in for now, and I'm not going to actually mount it to anything just yet, but I have to decide where I want to mount it. I might mount it right there or something like that because I want it easily accessible for tuning, but I also want it a bit more hidden than right there, so that'll be a decision that I'll have to make. All right, now we could go ahead and plug in this new ECU. The important thing here is that you're very careful and push this connector very evenly and squarely into the ECU. That way you don't mess up any of the pins in there, because that'll cause you a headache and a problem that you probably don't want to deal with. All right, there we go. Now the last thing that we need to do is run the vacuum line to this ECU. Now we are all plugged in here. The last thing that we need to do is hook up that map sensor. So we need to run the vacuum line from this ECU to the intake manifold, and then we'll be ready to try to start this for the first time. All right, guys, so we are one step closer to getting this thing all set. I got this line running through my firewall here, and I got it over the carpeting and other material on the other side and managed to pull it through. So now we are all set to plug that into the ECU on this side. As you can see, there's the line on this side, and then I got to plug it in on the other side over here, right there, and then this thing will be ready to start. Nice. This is going to be a tight squeeze right here. This certainly is pretty tight to get in here, but with some force I was able to get that on, and it should be plenty to make sure that this thing will turn on, and then I'll go on more once I know that it works. Now I'm going to plug in the ECU side. It's going to be the same thing right onto this map port on the ECU. And now we're ready to plug into the ECU, put power to the car. I forgot to mention earlier, whenever you're working on electronic stuff, especially your computer stuff, unplug the battery so you don't mess anything up. I'm going to plug mine back in now, try to give the car some power, and see what I get for a readout through Tuner Studio. All right, so the very last thing that we need to do before startup is sensor calibration. So go ahead and open up Tuner Studio. If you don't have Tuner Studio installed and you're confused about the electronics of one of these SpeedyEFI and Speeduino ECUs, go ahead and watch my last video. I explained to you how to set up the ECU, and now we're gonna go in Tuner Studio, go down to Tools, go to Calibrate Temperature Sensor. This just has the stock sensor, so down here for a common value, we're going to go RX7, CLT, S4, and S5. Click that. I'm going to change it to Fahrenheit so I could understand, even though I don't think that's very important. And write to controller. Write complete. Next up, we're going to do the AFR sensor. My car still has a narrow band, so we could go up here, select narrow band, write to controller. And there we go. In the same window here that you did your coolant temperature, you could go ahead and do your air temperature. This one has the GM sensor, so you want to go find GM on this list. GM, write to controller. All right, guys, moment of truth here. We're gonna put power to the ECU and see what happens. I'm a little bit nervous because this is the first time that I've done anything like this, but I'm gonna have Gus hop in, give the car some throttle. So I'll go from no throttle to full throttle, just with the power on, not with it started. That way I could calibrate the throttle position sensor. And then from there, we're gonna try to start it on the base map. All right, I was overly cautious here. Go to the second position. Just in case it rains. All right, no throttle right now, right? Yep. All right, get current. Full throttle, get current. Accept. All right, you can let off. All right, I'm excited. The map looks right. Both our temperatures look right, and our throttle position is working. So now it is time for the first start on the SpeedyEFI. All right, guys, here we go. This is the most nervous that I've been in a long time, but it's excited nervous. And we're gonna see how this goes. We've had Gus here helping me. He's back there to monitor the gauges, see if anything wild happens, and we're gonna try to give this thing a start. Ready?
Yep.
Woohoo!
Sweet.
Man! Yes! We did it! All right. All right, guys, I can't stop smiling. I am super excited. I didn't expect it to go as well and as easily as it did to get that new ECU in there. So far, this has been the complete guide on how to install your Speeduino ECU in a Miata, and it's really a general guide for any car. In the next episode of 2Broke2Boosted, we're either going to be driving this thing with the tune as it is and just seeing how the car drives on a base tune, even though that's not something that I'm going to be doing for long. And then we're going to be installing the wideband AFR gauge. I started to do that and then realized that the AFR gauge I got is only wideband output and not narrowband. So I couldn't test it on the stock ECU, which is why I went with this first. And I am just super excited with how that went. Like this video if you liked it. If you want to see the next episode of 2Broke2Boosted right now, you could go ahead down into the description to my Patreon page. If you support the channel through that, you get to see all the channel content early. So I hope you consider that. We'll see you in the next one.